G'day, it's Dan here, and we're kicking off our next video in our Christmas challenge series. So, next one we're going to do is build the skills list up, and I want the skills frame to sit inside our car sheet main. It may change again later on, but this is basically our car sheet main. Ignore the beautiful red color that's about to disappear. I put that on there just so I could make sure I was seeing exactly what I thought it was. So first thing I'm going to do is create a graphic frame. So I'm going to click on the add new frame in the right context. I have created myself a new frame, skills frame, and that's exactly what I'm going to call it, skills frame. Now the offset is going to be, from the left is going to be 10, from the top is going to be 25, from the right is going to be around 80, and from the bottom is going to be 15. And we can have a look at those. That should line up pretty nicely. I think that will tile just fine. Let's save that one. Now we want to create a window list in here. So I'm going to go down to window list. I'm going to probably put this at the bottom of the page. So the width is going to be 390 because that's how wide my window class is. It's going to start on the left edge, and it's going to be, this frame here is 549 high, and I want this one to probably be approximately, we're going to just go 100 for the moment, so it's going to start at 449 for my Y position, 449. That should lock it down to the bottom. I'm going to anchor it in position, and I'm going to set a frame. My frame is going to be skills frame. Nice. It's looking like what I'm expecting it to. And in my skills frame though, I don't want my skills list to start until it gets down to wherever this is, which is maybe 18 pixels, 16 pixels, something like that. So my frame offset from the left, we're going to give it, say, 5, 18, 5, and 10. That should be okay there. We need a class name. This is going to, class name is going to be skills. It's going to be skills detail, actually. I'm going to allow drop classes, and the class will be skills. These don't exist just yet. I'm going to have to make them in a sec. Allow create true, allow delete true, can grow false. Okay. Now my column width, but 390 minus 10 for the edges. That's 380, which is 190. So we'll call it about 180 for our column width. And we're going to fill width true. Now my list, this is interesting. My list, we're going to do, I think it's called list text. Now there's actually a problem with list text that we'll deal with a little bit later, and I've just realized that I've probably got skills in the wrong spot because of where I'm going to have my plus minus buttons and things like that. Anyway, we will let it ride for the moment. I'm going to get rid of this lovely background color, and we can't really publish this just yet. In addition, we also need to change the name of this list. It's going to be skills list. We also need a source. That's where we're going to store the data in the character sheets. Somewhere we're looking for data source. Starts with a full stop, and it'll be called skills list, one word. Alright. Great. Now let's quickly create. We need to create another frame. This frame is going to be for our record sheet. We've got this one we've just created recently. We might have to take another edge off, possibly this edge here. Frame offset. So from the left we need to come in 20 pixels. From the top down we need to come down to the bottom of this diagonal here. So it looks like we're looking at about 50. We need to come in, doesn't matter on the right hand side, there's nothing there, we're just going to come in 10. And from the bottom we need to come at 10 as well. So we can see this green line is not below the bottom of this, which means that if this sheet is expanded longer, this top little edge will repeat and that won't look right. So try 60. 60 is perfect. Okay, let's publish that one. So record sheet now exists, and we need to now create a window called skills. Click on here, call it skills. Okay. We'll leave it at 300 for the moment. Resize, doesn't matter. Allow resize is fine. Let's do minimum heights and widths. Let's go scroll 300, 300. And let's go to, what else do we need here? We need a frame. Of course we need the frame. Frame, frame, frame. Up here, a new frame. Skills frame. Not skills frame. Record sheet. Okay. Let's save that. Now we need to bring in some additional info to go up here. So the first thing we're going to need is a link field. Let's drag it up here. We'll position this 20, 15. We need it to be 2020. It's going to be a droppable. It's going to take the name of the record. Self on empty is true. Window class name is skills. And the link field name is going to be called skills link. That's possibly all we need for this one for the moment, for that one. Now we need a name field. I think we're going to need some light fields on here, but anyway, we'll deal with that later. Name, which is a string field. Okay. We don't need the underline, so we'll delete that. We want the font to be reference H. Frame. We're just going to use field dark for the moment, and we will, let's use field light actually. Field dark. We've got a field light, why not? Go with group box. Just for the, that's awful. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Leave this field blank for the moment. Okay, and we want the width. Let's align these up a little bit better. Okay. Alright, and now we want to do a couple of special records. So we're going to put a button in here. Now the button's going to be 20 by 20. Now we're going to use a template called close record sheet. going to name it close record sheet as well. Just got to position it a little bit better. Okay, get rid of the frame, get rid of the font, and it's actually going to get its views from close record sheet, but we can, just so that we can see it in here, we can do a button close and we can visualize it there. Okay, and we need one more record. We need a record for the lock. It's another button field. Actually, we can copy this existing button field. Some of its parameters are going to be duplicatable. Obviously, we don't want the button close there. What we do want is this should be button record locked. Then I found these templates from Core RPG. I'm not just making them up. I don't have to remember them all. I can go and look in Core RPG and find them. Okay, and that's it for that record. We also need a text field, a formatted text field, a description field. Let's find formatted text. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Something like this will actually get tweaked a little bit later. Okay, this field is just called description. Okay, let's lock everything up on here. Done. Okay, and now we need a details field to go into the list. So this is what happens when you click on it. This pops up. We also need one for. So we need another. We need to create another window class. So create add new window. Click on here. This one's going to be a width of 180. It's going to have a height of around 24 pixels. No resize, true. Its name is going to be skills detail. And we need a few fields on here. So the first two fields that we need are these two. Copy them over. Drag them up. Yeah, this field is way too big at 30 pixels tall. Could be 20. We do want it underlined. We can go default font. We can lock that. It doesn't need to be quite so long because we also need a field in here to register a modifier. So we need at least 20 pixels plus some buffer. So let's knock this back to, say, 125. Let's move the start position to 25. Let's put in a number field. Position 2, size 2020. No, the width is actually going to possibly be, it's going to be 20 for the main. Okay. Frame. Field dark sucks, that's not what we want, but we'll leave it there for the moment. We'll have to create a new box. And we need to give this a name, and it's just called bonus. We'll lock it. Skills detail. That should just about give us enough info that we've got all the minimum things to make this work, at least lay it out properly. Let's give it a go. Reloading the table for the 100th time today. Okay, awesome. Skills has appeared down here. Visually it's looking pretty much as I hoped. It'll need a little bit of tweaking over time in terms of exact layout and positioning or whatever, but it's roughly what I want. It's the same type of layout as we've got up here. We do need to be able to drop some skills in here. Okay, so let's just call this driving. Easy to get a +1, and if we click on this, okay. Yeah, look, not terrible. We can lock this field, although we haven't got any lock code in there, so it doesn't do anything. The general layout of this is actually pretty tight. It's pretty close to what I want it to be. I need to put in text description here. It's pretty easy. I like it. I think we've got all the basics in here. I'm going to edit the video just at this point. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to add a menu item over here on the right. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a script here. So we're going to add new script, call it data library. I'm going to paste something from a previous, another rule set, just save me typing all this code up again. As I said, we're going to do a lot of copying and pasting. So skills, we want to it's exportable. The data map is skills, reference skills. The display icon, sidebar down, that's just the icons on the far right. And the record display class, skills, easy. Now, but we also need a string field. So we need to add an XML file. And we're just going to call this one strings, easy. Once again, copying from a previously built one. So we've got skills here. Now what this does, there's some code there that looks up for the text that goes on the right hand side, the menu text. It looks up something called library record type label underscore, and then it appends the window class name, which in our case is skills, and this is the actual text we want to display, which is skills. So let's push that and see what we get. Reloading the table. Okay. So we've got skills down here. How we've got a duplicate. No, we've still got player and character. We'll have to work on these headings once we get a bit further in. If I click on skills here, we want to add a couple of skills that's we'll have driving. We will have, okay, that didn't work. Why not? What have I misplaced in here? What I haven't done is I haven't changed my string field here to name, and we use name elsewhere. So that might be enough to fix it. We can make this field here a bit wider. $80 and 190, and this one can be anchored. Horizontal anchor can be right, and the same with this one and this one. Okay, we're going to go into skills. We're going to nuke this one, create a new one. We'll call this one piloting, and we get the name up here over here. That's great. As I said, I haven't done the code for locking. Let's get our character sheet up. Let's drag piloting in. Bang. Oh, so close. Again, we're missing something here to link that name to this one. Let's see if we can solve that one really quickly. Okay. So, yeah. Again, don't have a name for it. Terrible. And my link field should actually be called skills link. Just a bit of sloppiness, a bit tired, been a long day. Lock these elements up, publish, reload my rule set again. Okay. I think this skill should be clean, but okay, and this one is now updated. But let's just remove these ones, and we'll drag them in from Yes, highlighting gets a +1, and we'll create another skill called acrobatics. Drag that one in, and he also gets a +1 for acrobatics. Excellent. We do have to make these rollable or modifiable, but I'm going to wrap that one up for this session. Thanks very much. I hope you're getting some value out of this. I hope you're having a great Christmas as well. Good night.